The sands of time shift, burying empires once thought eternal. Imagine nations, small and unassuming, blossoming into mighty forces that dominated their regions. Now picture those same giants, their power a distant memory, shrunk to mere shadows on the map. History is a whirlwind, tossing nations to unimaginable heights before dashing them against the rocks. This episode of Culture Emissary explores 7 such fallen kingdoms. Once sovereign and powerful, they vanished from the map, leaving behind whispers of their existence. Was it conquest that brought them down? Natural disaster? Or perhaps there was a flaw in their very foundation? Prepare to be amazed by the mysteries of these forgotten powers. Number 7. Rise and fall of the Prussian powerhouse. Prussia wasn't always a mighty empire. It started in the 13th century when a German order, the Teutonic Knights, grabbed land on the Baltic coast. After some wars, Prussia became a weak duchy under Polish control. Things changed when Prussia joined forces with another state, Brandenburg. Together they grew stronger, and in 1701, Prussia became a kingdom. Over the next century, Prussia boomed. Its economy grew, its army got powerful, and it won wars against Austria. But Prussia wasn't invincible. Napoleon crushed them in a battle, making Prussia part of his French Empire for a while. However, Prussia eventually rebelled and helped defeat Napoleon. In 1871, Prussia became part of a unified Germany. Though Prussia remained a state within Germany until 1945, its power eventually faded. After World War II, most of Prussian land was given to Poland, and Prussia disappeared from the map. Number 6. The short but bumpy ride of the Republic of Texas. Texas wasn't always part of the USA. For a short time, from 1836 to 1846, it was its own country called the Republic of Texas. Texas used to be part of Mexico. They tried to be independent in 1813, but Mexico crushed them. They tried again 6 years later, but same story. Finally, in 1821, Mexico gained independence from Spain, and Texas came along for the ride. However, tensions rose between Texas and Mexico. Many Americans moved to Texas, and Mexico outlawed slavery, which many Texans didn't like. In 1836, Texas fought for independence again. This is when the famous Alamo battle happened. The Republic of Texas wasn't peaceful. They fought Mexico and Native American tribes. Some Texans wanted to expand westward and fight the Native Americans, while others wanted peace and to join the United States. In 1845, most Texans voted to join the US, and the Republic of Texas was no more. Number 5. Yugoslavia, a dream torn apart. Yugoslavia wasn't always a war zone. In fact, the dream was to unite South Slavic people into one nation. After World War I, this dream came true, with Serbia, Croatia, and Slovenia joining forces. Sadly, this unity didn't last long. In World War II, Yugoslavia was crushed by Nazis and broken into pieces. After the war, Yugoslavia was rebuilt under the strong leadership of Josip Broz Tito. It was a communist country, but separate from the Soviet Union. However, after Tito's death in 1980, tensions between different regions grew. People with different backgrounds clashed, and by 1991, war had erupted. This brutal conflict lasted a decade and left deep scars. Today, Yugoslavia is no more. It's separated into independent countries like Croatia, Serbia, and Bosnia and Herzegovina. Number 4. Vermont, an independent streak before joining the USA. Vermont wasn't always part of the United States. Back in 1777, during the American Revolution, Vermont declared itself an independent republic. They weren't part of the 13 original colonies. There was a reason for this. Vermont had land disputes with New York, and the Continental Congress wouldn't recognize them as a state because of it. Interestingly, Vermont even tried to rejoin the British Empire by offering to join Canada. But after the British lost the Revolutionary War, Vermont knew its future was with the United States. Finally, in 1791, Vermont officially became the 14th state. The wait was worth it, and Vermont became a happy part of the USA. Number 3. Czechoslovakia, a nation divided. Czechoslovakia wasn't always two separate countries. After World War I, it emerged from the ashes of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, becoming a powerful industrial nation. Sadly, this unity didn't last. In 1938, Nazi Germany took parts of Czechoslovakia, weakening the country. World War II brought even more division, with Czechoslovakia falling under Soviet control after the war. Though a communist Czechoslovakia existed for a while, the will for independence grew. In 1989, the Velvet Revolution brought down communism. Czechoslovakia became a federation, but tensions between Czechs and Slovaks simmered. Finally, in 1992, Czechoslovakia peacefully split into two countries, the Czech Republic and Slovakia. Number 2. Paradise Lost, the Kingdom of Hawaii. Hawaii wasn't always a U.S. state. For over a century, it thrived as the Kingdom of Hawaii, an independent nation recognized by many countries. Founded in 1795, it started as a monarchy ruled by kings and queens. Hawaii and the U.S. were good trading partners, but things changed later on. There were rebellions against the monarchy, and Hawaii faced economic troubles. Queen Liliuokalani tried to fix things with a new constitution, but a group of American citizens overthrew her. Hawaii became a republic for a short while, but then came a sad turn. In 1898, the U.S. took over Hawaii, a move many consider illegal. Even the U.S. Congress later admitted this. Number 1. Gran Colombia, a united dream that fell apart. Imagine a giant South American country encompassing parts of modern-day Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, and even Panama. That was Gran Colombia, a nation that existed for a brief but significant 12 years, from 1819 to 1831. Led by the legendary Simón Bolívar, Gran Colombia was a powerhouse. It was the biggest nation in South America and inspired independence movements across the continent. Bolívar dreamed of a united South America, but sadly, that dream wouldn't last. The main problem? Gran Colombia government was super centralized. Regions like Venezuela feel ignored and powerless. This, along with a war with Peru, caused major tension. By 1831, the dream had fractured. Gran Colombia couldn't hold itself together any longer. It broke apart into separate countries, Venezuela, Ecuador, and the New Granada. That all for these vanished kingdoms. They may be gone, but their stories remind us that change is constant, even for empires. By unraveling their mysteries, we gain a richer understanding of the incredible tapestry of human history. Stick around with Culture Emissary, and we keep exploring the past to see what it can teach us about the present and future.